Welcome back, everybody, to yet another episode of Final Fantasy V. Last time we started the Moor Forest, or the Alive Forest, or whatever you want to call it. And this time, we're going to continue on through it. And also, happy belated Thanksgiving to all the fans out there who celebrate it. I know that this is coming out a couple of days late, but again, it was Thanksgiving, so things got busy. I promise I will get back to a regular schedule. It's going to happen. I'm trying to get myself slowly back there, but right in the middle of the holidays, that's kind of a hard thing to do. But you're not here to listen to me make excuses. No, we're here for some Final Fantasy goodness. And thankfully, we're going to have some today, because I believe this... Yep. We're going to continue on in Moor Forest, and we're going to have some revelations happen. In the meantime, though... so I do have a little bit of news to go over for the channel. I love the fact that my Final Fantasy videos have pretty much become my channel updates. Even though I didn't want that to happen. It kind of has. Oh, and what's this? Look there. One giant tree amongst all the others. Eldest tree. The protector of the seal? Well, you have the Elder's branch, so I would guess so. The branch! Of course it's going to react. Oh, and what's going on here? It opens the door and lets us in. Oh, this is kind of haunting, isn't it? This is actually, in my opinion, one of the better moments of Final Fantasy V, so this is going to be one of those times where I'm not going to mock it as horribly. What are these? Sealed creatures? Baby? I'm gonna get a letter one day. Here they come! I'm gonna get a letter one day from Billy Williams' agent or something saying, stop imitating him! You suck! That's kind of the point, though. Alright, so we don't know anything about these entities, so we're gonna, for lack of a better word, we're gonna have to call them entities. And this is a boss fight, and probably one of the hardest ones to this point. I do actually like this this boss fight in the fact you have no idea what's going on with it, and as you can see, my magic kind of isn't working right now. We don't really know what's going to do it. Well, at this point, we also do have a samurai, and we have Giltos, so we're going to use that. And to the people who are going to be screaming at me, saying, don't use Giltos. Dude, I have enough gil because of grinding that I can get away with using Giltos a couple of dozen times. I really can. And it looks like we've downed all but one. So now we just have to down the one. Earthshaker! The Temptango, which is not going to... I don't like that dagger. Makes things complicated. Alright, so a little bit of a heal. We could probably not have to use the Giltos again. Will Fire 3 work? Yes! And down it goes. Well, I guess we'll get into channel business in a little bit. Because we're going to have a lot of stuff happen now. Oh, and they go back up. Well done. Just what I expected from warriors with the crystal's power. Let me thank you! X-Death! You see, you four just broke the seal for me. What? The crystals! The crystal's power that once bound me will now be mine. Bow. Bow down before me and the crystals! Oh crap, man. Well, we've done it now. No! Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice... My heart's pounding. It's Grandpa. They're in trouble. So basically, you're the Yugi Moto of this franchise? What? They're in more forest? Dragon! I love it. Even the Moogles have names, but not the dragon. No, he's just Dragon. Now, die! How ironic, we're being killed by the very crystals that sought our aid. Not quite. Grandpa! Bartz! Reyna! Forrest! What about Exdeath? It's alright, he should be out for a while. Huh? Dude, he's the villain. That's not gonna happen. Good one. Uh-oh. Flaming donut! Stop! What are you doing? I'm giving you calories. What do you think? Die! This is one of those times where I would really like to know Kryle's age, because some part of this just seems even crueler than it should be. Grandpa... Kryle... Baby... Nope, not gonna let that happen. Holy crap, he's fighting it! Go, Galuf, go! Think, Galuf. Resist, and the crystals are powder! Kryle. Yeah, no! You know that flaming donut's gonna go straight to your hips, Galuf. Exdeath! Alright, we're finally going to confront Exdeath. Oh, and we just went to 0 health, and we're still going. Alright, run with it. This is actually a cool moment in Final Fantasy lore, and in fact, set a record before a lot of people think, and that's mainly because this Final Fantasy never came to American shores until much, much later. The only reason that it came here was because of the popularity of later games. Or at least that's my theory on the matter. That might be wrong, but I still remember back in the day when Final Fantasy VII did really, really, really well, and up until that point, only 4 and 6 had come here. And then they released Final Fantasy Anthology, which actually properly renamed 3 to 6 for PlayStation, and also Anthology released 5 for the first time. Now, I'd also be remiss if I didn't actually talk about this, but this was also one of the first, I believe one of the first Final Fantasy games to receive a fan translation. And there was a ROM of it out there with a fan translation, and I don't want to say this, I don't think Square Enix actually used it, but it's very similar in its dialogue. I don't know, I played the fan translation like a couple of times, but I only went as far as like Karnak in it. No, I'm really mad, baby, and now you die! Oh, that's Exdeath, my bad. Poor Galuf, he's just getting wailed on. Holy, oh crap! Boom! Meteor! No! Use another Titan. Let's see if we can get even further. Not dead yet! Not yet, baby. It's not my time to die. I'll win, Exdeath, even if it kills me! Oh, Galuf, you are just stubborn. Neither rage nor hate alone will defeat me! Alright, next round. So I will admit, I like this scene just because of the raw dialogue that we are getting, and this is not... Mere rage or hate, baby. I love the dialogue that we're getting here, because obviously there is a history between Galuf and Exdeath, and now we actually kind of get to see them have it out. Originally, the idea was to seal him. Then what? So now it's come down to this. The conflict is over, but what will be the stakes? Galuf is down, and so is Exdeath. Did they take each other out, or nope? And the crystals are going to Exdeath. No! We can assume these are the crystals of this world, roughly. And Bartz gets up. He's getting Reyna and Forrest up. Grandpa! Galuf! Grandpa! Galuf! Galuf, hold on! No good. Don't have much longer. Galuf, don't say that! Galuf, stand up! Open your eyes! Bartz, Reyna, Fars, and Kryl get Exdeath. Grandpa, don't leave me! Don't die, Galuf! Jur 3! Please, raise! Awake, ye lubber! Phoenix down! Elixir! And yeah, that happened. Galuf's flame has flickered out. Grandpa! No! No! You can't die! Yep, this is kind of a moment. So, we need to actually talk about this. This is a moment that made Final Fantasy history. A lot of people think that the first time a main character died was in Final Fantasy VII. This was technically the first time, because Galuf was a prime character in this party for a long time, and he just sacrificed himself to make sure that we could take down Exdeath. So a lot of people think that that was Eris Gainsborough. No, it's not. It's Galuf in Final Fantasy V. Now, a lot of people will probably bring up to me, well, what about all the people that died in 2? What about all the people that died in 3? What about Tella in 4? Tella is considered a side character because he's not in your party permanently for a long stretch of time. He goes for a gap, and then he stays in there for a little bit, and then he's dead. So he's a side character, but Galuf has been here from minute 1, and there you go. Grandpa's calling! So this is one of the few moments in Final Fantasy V that I do appreciate and I think was done really well, is that Galuf went out swinging, defending his granddaughter. Kryl. What? Grandpa! What's this? I've borrowed the power of the Eldest Tree, which protected the crystals for 1,000 years. Now I give that power to you. Kryl, don't cry, baby. Stand with Bartz and the others. Be strong and fight. I don't want to! Come back! You're not alone, Kryl. Never forget that. Kyle got Galuf's ability, so she basically takes off where Galuf was. Grandpa, I feel so warm. I know he's with me. I'm always right here, in your heart, baby. think I understand now, Grandpa. What? Exdeath? Kryl. Bartz, Reyna, Varus, I'll fight along with you. Kryl. Grandpa told me Exdeath is trying to destroy the crystals. We've got to hurry to Exdeath's castle to stop him. So we've already had one crystal destroyed. Now he's going to take the other 3 and destroy them. Dragon! So yeah, leave a comment below if you guys like how this death actually happened, where Galuf literally went out swinging, and he literally fought to the bitter end to take down Exdeath. It's kind of reminiscent of Tella when he took down Golbez in that one time. But I would actually say this one's played out a little bit more, especially with the addition of Kryl being there. And in case you guys hadn't figured it out, Kryl now becomes a permanent party member. She also, now a lot of people might think she just inherits the same costumes that Galuf had for the job classes. No, she has her own unique ones. And it's also very clear in her character sprite, she's a little younger than everybody else. Which I kind of like, because a lot of her stuff is very cutesy. And I think it works perfectly. In fact, her sprite, when she sleeps, she's happy. So I have a feeling she's much, much younger than... it's one of those things where I would really like to be able to see her age. And I don't think her age has ever been posted. But I'll look it up again. But I will admit, this is one of the few things in Final Fantasy V that they did right, and they did proper. There we go. And so now we also have our next assigned goal, and that is to go and take out Exdeath. Oh, and it looks like the audio got a little bit mixed up here. I'll see if I can fix it in post, but so you guys might not even notice. But I do like how that moment played out. I do think that it was prominent. I actually dare say it's better than Eris. And we'll get to Eris' death when we actually get to Final Fantasy VII. I have some problems with it, but overall, I just think this death plays out better because I do love characters that go out swinging. You know, I'm very reminiscent of, if people know who Linkara is and Top the Fourth Wall, I believe that if you're going to have a main character die, they need to go out, especially like a hero, they need to be going out swinging. They need to be going out doing everything they can possibly do to achieve their goal. And in this case, Galuf does that. And it's very sad and awesome at the same time to watch happen. So this is one of those things where I don't like Final Fantasy V that much, but most of my problems with it is mechanical. Story-wise, I don't have a problem with the Galuf character. I love the fact that he lost his memory at the very beginning, and that he becomes such a prominent character in the Second World. Especially since he's a previous Dawn Warrior. It makes sense to do something like that. But now we are actually going to be going to Exdeath's castle, or I like to call Exdeath's organ, because it really just looks like a ginormous organ. Not that kind of organ, Internet! And I think I'm just trying to find a proper landing spot. Jiminy Christmas. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, and all the Val Castle soldiers. We are in Exdeath's castle. It is time for us to claim vengeance. But I guess right now, since we are going to be making our way through a dungeon for a little bit, let me go ahead and give a little bit of a channel update. So, people have been asking where the Rise of the Tomb Raider review is. I am working on it right now. It is being written, it's being recorded. I should hopefully have it up on the channel by next week, but I don't know. The other thing that I also need to update is I've been saying for a while now that I would be doing a review for the recently released Star Wars Battlefront. And a lot of people are going to think I'm wishy-washy about this, but I've actually changed my mind on the matter. So there will not be a review on the channel for Star Wars Battlefront. And one of the main reasons that there won't be, I've decided to go a different direction with it, because it's not that, like, Battlefront has good elements to it. It does have good things attached. However, it has irritated me greatly. And it actually got to a point where by the time I was done grabbing... I apologize, I've got a little bit of a head cold. By the time I actually got done with Rise of the Tomb Raider and actually started working on footage for Star Wars Battlefront, it was very hard to motivate myself to pick up the game. Especially after me and Alex actually took it on Drak and Shadow, where we launched a new series called Drak and Shadow Try, where we are just going to try modern games that we're both interested in and see if they are worthy of the praise or worthy of the criticism that we think they need to get. So what is probably going to happen is you're going to see more of a rant on Star Wars Battlefront and a lot of the features or lack thereof. I hate to be like every other internet reviewer, but I know a lot of internet reviewers that have given Star Wars Battlefront praise, and frankly, I don't have that praise to give, and the way I see it is, if I can't even muscle myself to record footage, or have fun with it, then that's a review in and of itself. So, we'll go more into detail when I actually release the rant on Battlefront, which should be up soon. I'm hoping to have that coupled with Rise of the Tomb Raider in the next week. But just to let you guys know in advance, there will not be a Battlefront review. It'll be more of a rant on the major problems that I have with the game itself. It looks and sounds great, but there are features missing from it that take away from it ultimately for me. Oh, and we've reached a dead end. So I hope you guys aren't mad. That's just the way it is. Kryl, what's the matter? It's an illusion of X-Deaths. How do you know? Yeah, how do you know? Grandpa, give me strength. And what's going to happen here? Hi, Kelga! Even Galuf, Drogon, Caesar, Galuf, they're all gone now. I don't have long myself. Lord Kelga! Finally going to take the big sleep. Oh, and what's happening here? Who the... That you, Galuf? Kryl and the others. Galuf, I understand. Everyone, lend me your power. Lord Kelga! I'm going to destroy X-Death's illusion. With my last bit of strength, I'll get you all into X-Death's castle. So this is kind of actually a really cool moment to have the Dawn Warriors come in and help with this really the serious problem. We can't get to X-Death because it's all a illusion. So now the Dawn Warriors will open the path for us. And man, do they have a path to open for us. Grandpa and Werewolf. You mean Kelga? Everyone's power. Holy crap! Yes, so this is X-Death's real castle. This is Beyond the Illusion, and I just have to I have to hand it to the SquareSoft people or the SquareSoft developers at the time, because this is downright intimidating and is very good and reminiscent of how a villain's castle should be. I mean, it looks like the walls themselves are literally like it's people integrated into the walls and they're breathing. And they even keep the sprite image, if you guys can see the background, they keep that sprite image going in this area. So everybody, welcome to Exdeath's really freaky castle. And also welcome to the sheer amount of frustration that will be Exdeath's castle for me, because encounter rates are kind of absurd here. So we will have plenty to go over as we scale this castle. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this week. So when we get back, we will go further into Exdeath's castle, and I will hopefully have a game update for you guys. And hopefully by then, you guys will have seen the review of Rise of the Tomb Raider and Star Wars Battlefront.